So I'm finna do a post-game recap for the Thunder Timberwolves Game 4. So it looks like the Thunder Game 5, which is today, will close out the series. Probably will close out the series tonight. But they won by the score of 128 to 126 over the Timberwolves. So they led by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Him scoring 40 points. Had 11 assists that day. Jalen Williams was absolutely on fire. He was 14 to 28 from the field. He had 36 points. Chet Holmgren was in 20 was in double figures as well with 21, along with Alex Caruso and Casey Wallace off the bench, providing some big buckets as well. But the Timberwolves definitely got answers from the others. Nikhil Alexander-Walker, I believe he had 24. DiVincenzo had 26. Nas Reed had like 17. But the story of the Timberwolves was the fact that Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle both struggled. They combined a whopping 6 for 20 from the field, um, with a combined total of 20 points. Anthony Edwards had only scored 15 points, and he was 5 for 14 from the field. Julius Randle completely struggled in 29 minutes. He only had 5 points, and I think he was 1 for 7, and sat on the bench for the rest of the entire that game. And it looks like the Thunder are pretty much poised and destined on trying to get closer to the championship at this point. And to me, in my honest opinion, this is the team that I picked from the beginning in my predictions to go all the way, and they're proving me right once again. And it just shows me that they have what it takes to get it done. A young, feisty, upcoming team versus a Minnesota team that we don't really know exactly who their identity is and what they're going to be going with, especially not even just for Anthony Edwards, but for Julius Randle. Um, he gets paid the big money in the big game and the big money in the contract from the past offseason and free agency, but we don't know exactly. Oh, I'm busy right now. Hold on, guys. I can't come right now. I'm doing a live stream right now. I can't come right now. bro. Free always trying to, Free always trying to interrupt something. Always. Never cease to amaze me. Oh. Alright, guys. Sorry about that. I was, had to take care of something real quick. But, anyways, back to the topic at hand. Like I was saying, we don't know the identity of what the Timberwolves is at this point. You know, at least who is going to be their primary closer in the fourth quarter down the stretch to really put the game away and put the game on ice. And for their defense, because they wasn't able to get enough stops on their end, like they allowed Jalen Williams to shoot like at least 7 open 3-pointers, and Lou Dort's defensively took away Anthony Edwards. And not only that, to me, in my honest opinion, that we pretty much saw a just completely takedown. We saw a complete takedown of what was being considered, to me, primarily for Minnesota's case. They were probably one of the best as far as fast break transition teams in the league. And the Thunder's defense with Chet Holmgren and Isaiah Hartenstein pretty much was the difference in that game. And what we saw from them pretty much just became abundantly clear and evident that the Thunder were pretty much ready, and they were pretty much going to be on top no matter what the case is, no matter the circumstances. So I see, in my viewpoint, the Thunder pretty much are destined, and they're pretty much going to be taking it. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander proved to you guys why he's the league MVP. From winning it after the conference semifinals, and he showed you, he is showing you why, and he is showing you what teams are being considered, what is being asked of him in the task at hand. And to me, the young bulls, the young guns, there's a lot of folks like to call it, they're showing up when it matters the most. So yeah, we'll see. More likely when they close it out in Game 5. Or if Minnesota finds some way to steal one, they'll probably find a way to close it out in Game 6. We'll see how that goes. But to me, the Thunder, if they possibly win the championship, possibly, and then next year prove that they can get back there and repeat, it probably going to go a long way legacy-wise for SGA, and go a long way-wise for Jalen Williams and Chet Holmgren. So we'll see how it goes, man, for them, and we'll see where it can take them and the destiny, what it brigades and what it upholds. Also, I look at it from the standpoint, as you see right here in this pick with Randall guarding on Shai, the Thunder had the ability to collapse the paint and force the Timberwolves to make bad mistakes and turnovers, and it kind of just pretty much did them in. And they also did a lot of traps. They played a lot of traps and forcing the ball out of your star players' hands. With Lou Dort guarding Ant-Man, and kind of forced them a little bit of forced them off of his game, and he started to settle for jumpers. Same thing with Randall. He started to settle for jumpers instead of doing what he did in the first couple of games. Drop to the basket. And it's just, and especially what he did in the first couple rounds of the last few series, drive to the basket, drive to the hole, and he just didn't do that in this past game, or actually, and not even in Game 2 as well. He didn't do that either. So yeah, that's gonna be a thing. It's gonna be a question in the offseason. It's like the trade, pretty much what I'll talk about more or less when I recap the Knicks and the Pacers and who won between that and the Timberwolves. I'll talk about that more in that video. But yeah, those are just my thoughts about post game between these two, and what are my thoughts about SGA also, and how he's been effective and impactful. So yeah, those are just my thoughts, and tell me what you guys think down in the chat, and tell me guys what you think down in the comment section as well. Thank you guys for watching. I am out. Peace.